Good folks, what is up and how are you doing? This is your favorite struggling R&B producer, Valentine the Plug, and we are back with another R&B cook-up. Now, as I'm saying this, I realized that I haven't really done a darker R&B cook-up in a while, and that's what I really want to do. And specifically, I haven't done a black type beat on this channel before, I think. So that's what we are going to be doing today. So I'm going to break down the sample, and then we're going to start building. Get it. Alright, so that brings us back into FL Studio. And before I'm going to play you the sample, I just want to break down the chords real quick. What we got here is an inverted E major 7 chord. And actually, I'm basically using the same chords over and over. So this actually is a B minor chord, but it has that really nice E on top for some extra tension. What I got here, an A minor 6 chord, and that transitions into that B minor chord again with the E. What I got here, inverted G major chord, that then goes into the same chord actually, but with some notes for some additional voicing, goes back into the A minor 6 chord, and here we are back with that B minor chord with the E. So it's actually same chords repeating themselves, you know, with a little bit of sauce in between. And what the entire sample sounds like is actually this. Nice dark sample. So I think I'm gonna put the tempo down just a little bit and start adding some drums. Okay, so I may have gone a little bit too fast. I actually forgot to break down what I'm using. So pattern 1 is a piano, I think. Started off with the piano. Pattern 2 is a pad. Nice stringy pad for some airiness, really like it. Pattern 3 is the growling bass, which is my substitute for the growler moog bass, but it's from Analog Lab. Really like it. Tweaked it just a little bit, you know, using these macros. And the cool basic thing about these dark R&B beats is that a very moogy bass, thick bass, a lot of low end, you know, based on a saw wave is actually like a staple in these dark beats. They work so well. It's just you can't miss them. I went to the Cloud Supply and I think I took out a couple of plucks too, which I have playing the same pattern. And what I really like about those plugs is that they really give that necessary ethereal sound that you really need to have when you're making these dark R&B kind of beats. You know, the vibe, that ethereal vibe, that melancholic vibe is so important, you know. And I think I just topped it off with a guitar pattern from, I think it's Picked Acoustic, which I then sent to our mixer channel and gave some processing. Now, one thing that's come to my attention is that a lot of the plugins that I use are actually causing latency, especially a lot of the instrument plugins that I'm using. Analog Lab is an example. One thing that's really been bugging about Analog Lab is that every time I've been using it, I get delays, clicks, and pops, and that's because of the fact that it induces latency. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to playlist options, I'm going to tools, and I'm going to export all the playlist tracks for the sake of saving CPU. And this is especially helpful to have on PCs, laptops that are less powerful than mine. I'm running a Ryzen system, of course. So be sure to export all your playlist tracks. It'll definitely help save CPU. Keep it a stack. I'll be the first to tell you this beat is practically done. There's not much that I want to add in terms of instrumentation. The beat is practically done. I made a dope ass sample. The only thing that I may want to add is a vocal sample, and I kind of low-key feel like just recording myself with a bunch of autotune on top of that motherfucker and then adding it as a vocal sample. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna see and try if that works. So one thing that I want to do is make that piano sound just a little bit more thin. I'm going to cut a little bit of frequencies here and add a big shelf here. Cool. Pan it wider just a little bit. Cool. Load my reverb onto this channel. Let's see, fade it in a little bit here. So next thing that I'm gonna do, because I want my drums tighter, I want them to sound more cohesive. First thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn that snare down a little bit because it's been normalized all the way to hell and back. Look at that waveform. Turn down the kick just a little bit, turn on the hi-hat just a little bit. Route them all to this channel because I'm gonna be using a drum bus to add some compression, make them sound a bit more tighter, make them sound more cohesive, get a better drum mix going on. So I'm gonna send them there. I am going to be using, I think, UAD's 1176. That one works amazing on drums. And I'm just going to punch in a couple of settings, see what I like. Man, that is the power of actual dope analog emulations. You get so much color and so much tightness. I like it. I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna record myself through the auto-tune and see if I can use my voice as a vocal sample. Let's get it. Look, I know what you're thinking, and I thought of it too. Is it actually gonna work? I have no idea. But we are musicians because we try, because we experiment. I could sit here, call it a day, because I've essentially done my Valentine the Plug makes an R&B beat formula. But I'm showing y'all this to have more fun in experimenting. Look, if I really wanted, this could have been a 15-minute beat, and I would have recorded 5 minutes of it, and I would have flexed because I made a beat fast and shit. I'm not about that. I'm about showing y'all new things, or showing me trying new things. You feel me? Okay, so we are here in UAD's console. I recently switched over to a universal audio interface, and I'm slowly getting more convinced that this purchase is definitely it for me. I got the classic auto-tune real-time setup here. I have a preference for the classic one, you know, due to its history. You can't exactly hear what I'm hearing because I'm hearing myself being monitored and it's not being output to OBS, but I'm gonna try and use this baby and actually sing a couple of notes. Yeah, so I got it set up. I'm just gonna try and do my thing. Well, that was a fucking terrible idea. Well, what did we learn today? Obviously, singing is not my forte, and I should never attempt to try that again. And probably this particular idea needs some work, but I'm really warming up to the idea of just having vocalists do their ad-libs instead of me getting them from Splice or whatever. So that idea, I'm gonna put that on hold. But I do hope that y'all enjoyed the video. I do hope that this at least inspired y'all to experiment, because that is the way that we develop new sounds, and that is the way that we really discover just the endless potential of music, you know, in general. Hope y'all enjoyed the beat. Hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I hope to see y'all in the next video. Y'all be easy. Peace.